Final segment of the show. And I just need to get my notes for a second. And Tony, before we do get into the actual meat and potatoes, we obviously had a great chat between the U.S. hockey team and the going to the White House and everything like that. And of course, Tony, between me and Tony, if I had to be uh, like between woke and a critic of woke, I guess I'd be on the woke side, at least more so than Tony. But the Atlanta Hawks, they had a promotion in place that would really tickle the line, toe the line, and they were about to have a promotion night where they were going to acknowledge a strip joint in Atlanta. And the outcry started with Luke Cornett, who is, I think, from the Charlotte Hornets, and he was uh,
Spurs.
Spurs. Thank you very much. And then it continued with Al Horford, and there was a couple of comments that I do want to actually play for you guys. I'm gonna start with Draymond Green, and I didn't know it's a 3 minute clip, and I didn't know where to actually cut it off. But I think I don't have any other choice but just to play the entire clip because to me, it is that outrageous.
And the reason I object, as a man with a wife, as a man with daughters, as a man with sisters, and as a man with an amazing mother and an amazing grandmother and incredible aunts and nieces, Magic City is an establishment that was built by Mr. Magic, a business that he has had for over 30 years now, extreme success, with an option for females to work there. To point to protecting women or their esteem, you also have an option to go to that establishment. And people have been making that choice for 30 years, from the workers to the customers, making that choice for 30 years. I think to point out that they have esteem issues because that's the line of work they chose, I actually think is less protective of women, because you're condemning something as if it's actually an art. Like, I don't know if you've ever been, but like if you see it in action, it's actually a form of art that some choose to indulge in and some choose not to indulge in.
You know, I think I'm going to cut it off from there. I mean, look, Tony, I know that you and I go back and forth with the whole wokeism thing, but tell me that you were in support of this promotion by the Atlanta Hawks.
That's got nothing to do with woke and everything to do with stupidity. Just an idiot who can't put together a sentence. But the crazy thing is that he prefaced his little preamble before making the point, was mentioning his daughters, his wife, his mother, his grandmother, his sisters. I guarantee you he would want none of them, especially his daughters, to be in that line of work. I get that the NBA is connected with certain culture. There's, the rap culture, the gang culture, and of course the stripper culture. A lot of babies get made between NBA players and these strippers. Some of them get to know who their father is, sometimes, without, money being passed around. But I think there's a time and place for everything. Like, I'm not here to judge. I've been to one before. I was never a fan of them, but we've all been to them, obviously. I'm not saying ban them. And yes, there is a stigma attached to it because the reality is most women don't choose this line of work. Most of those ladies don't want to be there. That's just the bottom line. More of them don't choose to be there than more of them who do choose to be there. And it is just such an ignorant statement from Draymond Green and so disrespectful. And again, he prefaced the statement by mentioning all the ladies in his life, which was just insane to me. You know, it's like just nuts. But there's a time and place for everything, and bringing, honoring a strip joint in an arena where there's probably going to be kids there. Because, I work at the Scotiabank Arena, guys, and yeah, there's a lot of kids who go to basketball games, a lot of families, and just having to sit there with your young child and explain to them what they have on the scoreboard. I mean, were they going to bring pole dancers on the court too at halftime?
That's exactly the thing. How are you going to, honor a strip joint without having some sort of dancing involved?
There is a time and place for everything. Like I said, just to bring that out into it. And I'm actually surprised but relieved that Adam Paper Mache Silver decided to make this decision and ban it, because usually he's just, he is so weakened and he's at the mercy of the players. I'm glad they made this decision. It's just, just everybody go to the strip joint after the game and honor it in that fashion. But to bring it to the arena, I don't know. It's crazy. And like I said, this is not me judging. Go to a strip joint all you want. Have your fun. I get it. I'm not a fuddy-duddy from that aspect. But to try and paint this thing like, it's Baryshnikov dancing, or even like a choreographed pop star, just to compare that and call it art, and to say that my God,
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a million other places these women would want to be than having to do what they're doing. And I sure as hell, I have daughters, Draymond Green, and there's no fucking chance I want them doing that job.
Yeah, Kev, I'm not going to ask if you're a fan of the arts or not, but any comments on the Atlanta Hawks and how in the world that they could even try and go ahead with this promotion?
Yeah, when you first showed this to me, I didn't know what it was about, so I did my research on it, and absolutely, I mean, this was it was the right call to cancel this.
Truthfully, I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't hear about this, to tell you the truth.
No, I mean, I haven't, and until you told me about it, and I read about it, and yes, I think it was the right call canceling it. Now, I did read what they were going to do. They were going to have the rapper T.I. perform some songs. They were going to sell some lemon pepper wings in in honor of a rapper named Lemon, whatever. And then that would have been it. And there wouldn't have been no dancers at all. But you're still promoting a strip club at a basketball game. Like Tony said, where there are going to be children and kids and families attending that. And then what if a kid says, hey, Mom, Dad, what's Magic City? And then oh, it's nothing, son. And then later on in life, whenever they grow up and they're going to research what Magic City was, I'm like, oh, why the heck did they do this? And it's not, again, like Tony said, there's a time and place for things like that. And again, I don't judge either. If you wanted to go to a strip club like that, by all means, go ahead and have fun. I don't care. But trying to promote that at a basketball game, I think is absolutely I guess not egregious isn't the word I'm looking for. I think it's
just
very
incredible.
It's very distasteful, I think.
I mean, I don't even think distasteful is the word. I think it's just absolute idiocy. Look, this has nothing to do with who should or should not be going to, whether you do or do not go to strip joints. It's just simply bringing this atmosphere to a family event. I mean, that's why little children are able to go and especially with those who were in support of this event, just absolutely blew my mind. There's this I don't know if you guys know Killer Mike. I don't know any of his rap music, but I did see him on the Bill Maher show. He does seem to be democratic leaning, but there were a couple of things that he acknowledged and supported on the Republican side. And when taking to Horford and Cornette, so you come to Atlanta and they say they like girls and the chicken wings, and the city doesn't have a problem with it. Shut the F up. I think he was talking to about Cornette. This is again Killer Mike. Al Horford, we never effed with you anyway. We don't F with Luke Cornette. Luke, you should stay in San Antonio and concern himself with San Antonio business. So the fact that he's not in the Atlanta area, he should not comment on the Atlanta economic infrastructure there. And I mean, this is not the first time I heard about the chicken wings at this Peeler bar, but I mean, come on, I'm just completely speechless that this billion-dollar organization had the thought that this was going to be okay. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, you got to wonder if they're going to have any more insane promos, not even for the Atlanta Hawks, but going forward in pro sports. Can't wait to see it. Back to Straight Facts, Bro Relax. Tony, I don't know if it was really tongue-in-cheek with regards to Kyle Dubas, but, he really didn't have much of a success here in Toronto, and who knows? I guess the jury's still out on if he is going to have a successful time in Pittsburgh, but he does seem to be making a decent splash so far, and nobody expected Pittsburgh to be in the top half of the division there in the Metro. And well, is this a sign of things could they hang on, and could there potentially be another run? And is Kyle Dubas the reason why? Tony, Kyle Dubas will be recognized as the top GM this year in the National Hockey League. Straight facts, bro. Relax.
I think it could potentially be straight facts. They obviously need to make the playoffs, but I'm not going to judge Kyle Dubas for any results that happen this year. Like I said, this is about him planning down the road for life after Sid, life after Gino, life after Letang. That's pretty much what he needs to concern himself with right now. So there's a chance, like I said, if they make the playoffs, but right now they're down 4-2 and Columbus is winning. So there's another 2 points dropped. So it's going to be a tough down the stretch, but I'm not judging Kyle Dubas on the results of the Penguins this year. I want to see them make the playoffs, but I think the priority, if you're truly a fan of the team, is you want to see sustainable success. I mean, this era, the Penguins have had their run, they've had their fun. I don't think there's another Stanley Cup in them, to be honest with you, unless some of these young guys who have been implemented into the lineup just knock everybody's socks off and go nuts. But they've got flaws in the lineup still. So kind of straight facts. Who knows? I mean,
I think it. Yeah. Sorry. Please go ahead.
No. Yeah. It's not a concern for me.
I think it'd be an absolute miracle, quite frankly, if he can overcome the loss of Letang, Malkin, Crosby, and refill it with championship success after those guys are done. I know Lemieux was replaced with Crosby, but if they could overhaul that when those guys ride off into the sunset and with stars of the future, that would just be incredible. Kevin, I gotta say, I think hockey fans are just so impressed with the Buffalo Sabres. I mean, who would have thought that this team was going to have the run that they're having? I think they're on some absolute nuts heater right now, and they're in the tops of the Eastern Conference. They're a couple of points behind Carolina. And but I mean, it's Buffalo. I mean, yeah, sure, they had the run all those years ago in '99, but there isn't really been that hockey winning culture in Buffalo. And are they going to find themselves in a position, say, like the Kansas City Royals, where they had that incredible World Series stretch there in what was it, 14 and 15, but then they fell back down in the years afterwards? Could the same thing happen with a team like the Buffalo Sabres? Kevin, the Buffalo Sabres will implode their team after rather than being a consistent Stanley Cup winning threat. Straight facts, bro. Relax.
For now, I'll say, bro, relax, because you mentioned the great season that Buffalo is on, and they're not known for having a winning culture. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? And hopefully this season can be a jump start to having consistent winning seasons going forward. Because if anything, after whatever the result of this year is going to bring, you would think that would actually encourage the Buffalo Sabres, front office, the team organization as a whole to, improve and continue to work towards, continuing to be, a consistently a winning team. So that's pending. So for now, I'll say, bro, relax. But I could see a scenario like you mentioned where the Sabres, don't develop correctly and don't use this success that they're having this season. And can they translate that into next season and the seasons to come? That's pending. But if they do that, absolutely, I can see them, being a consistently winning team. But I've got to see how the rest of the season unfolds first. And if they do make the playoffs, which I think they're going to do, and to see how far are they going to get, if at all. But that's still pending. So for now, I'll say, bro, relax.
I mean, whatever the Pagula family is, they do seem really keen on building winners. And unlike, say, the ownership of the Royals and the Pittsburgh Pirates, whatever they're going to do with Paul Skeens. And who's this other kid? Connor. I heard that there's another kid in Pittsburgh's organization that's an absolute stud as well. And it'd be cool to see Buffalo win a championship. But I think me, and I guess Tony as well, want the other Buffalo team to win first. So
Right.